Bangalore. They've been holding their own as Panzer, big shot onto Mansoor. That's going to be a huge opening now, and Japko seemingly energized by that, just following it up. Panzer with a third elimination now onto Belor. They are getting active so early on.
Yeah, 6 eliminations. They play against
Or
Tika.
do you let a team like Pixstorm and Demons get in front of you and try to land the damage? But not everybody is feeling as safe. Not everybody is feeling as comfortable. 66 damage above the threshold. Japko, Panzer, and Setty, even though they're inside of that top 10, they still Miracle Run is coming out. The Squeezy, once again, almost 2,000 damage. Back-to-back games above the threshold. Japko, Panzer, Setty, they're feeling the pressure from up above. You see a huge lack of not only materials, but resources as well. As he gets cut short, the wall breaks him off. He's going to go down, but for Japko and Setty, this is everything.
They're still trying to see what Setty, Panzer, Japko. They've been putting on quite the performance today, Jacob, but it starts with this off-spawn battle. If Panzer, Setty, and Japko occurred quite quickly here. Setty, 3 eliminations, by the way. We didn't get to see exactly where it happened, but we know that they've been having a lot of success here at the Kappa Kappa factory, and they might have to deal with Pars, Baka, and Pump along the way. Japko, Setty, Panzer, they've also done a rather excellent job at just maintaining consistent performances, and they're looking for yet another repeat here, trying to clear some space in that secondary height, but they know if they want their Jacob of that early performance that they had start this day off, 85 points secured in one lobby. And who's to say that they couldn't do it again?
Yep, you can see Setty, Japko, and Panzer have taken the most storm damage of all teams. With the way some of these games have been going, not too surprised. Zone moving towards the north in a couple of games, all the way towards the west. They land at Kappa Kappa. They have a contested fight, and then so many other teams along the way, they almost have no other choice, especially since this has been a huge part of their strategy.
No one is even backing down all day long. Teams have been openly embracing the fight with Peter Rock, Cold, and Ritual.
Yeah, drop spot aside, this is a game with the loot and the loadout that he has. You really have to make it count. Setty, Japko, and Panzer, 678 above the damage threshold. They may not know resign.
Fizz is still left at his disposal. Setty, rather weakened, but his trio mate still way too healthy. Panzer and Japko can just overtake that part responsibility here. Panzer now holding down the walls. Hoyo, Agers, Acorn directly under.
Without a fight.
It's the boost of materials that they have to work with too. Japko recognizing directly overhead. He doesn't have an opportunity here. Wixie on the other end of his wall. Japko going to be forced to layer swap here. He is dropping to ultimate low, but he has hardly anything left to work with.
Further closer to Queasy, who's still alive, by the way. Japko is solo. He's just trying to get the most out of this as possible. Only 5 on the med miss. No extra builds. Scrambling around, trying to catch somebody off table, just like this team here. Contested, uncontested. They made it work no matter what went their way from the Kappa Kappa factory, and now they are just a few big games away from potentially taking a second or even a first place spot, depending how Swizzy, Quizzy, and Mustache continue to perform throughout the day.
And we're inside of these lower layers. Everybody is frazzled here. Japko, Panzer, and Setty also in a very strong top 3 position. They want to hold on to it, Jacob.
They don't want to let it go. They worked way too hard to get this far. To go down here in 15th place. Storm Surge still active, forcing players to fight one another. Even though they have to rotate to the zone, they're trying to keep their 3rd place spot intact. They're only 8 points behind. Direction. This is where you're going to see more and more of those surge bases set up.
A lot more time to accrue some damage. A lot more flexibility here. Panzer, big weekend for him. And he's delivering so far. He's with 2 experienced LAN players. So he's shown that he can hold his own. Setty.
Get chopped down or force the drop and enter the fight down below. Panzer, Setty, and Japko, though, 11, they're so healthy.
Japko, they're looking strong, but can they close it out on the low ground? Demush will fall. And so now, Setty, Panzer, Japko looking to remind the rest of the competition that they are in it for the win. Watts has no more HP to hold on. The tree will be the only thing stopping it. They just need to connect with the final shot, and the Storm will do the job. They are the favorites.
On your feet, boys, on your feet. Setty, it felt like it was just a matter of time before you got your victory royale of the 2025 Fortnite Global Championships. How did you manage to do it from the low ground?
I mean, I just have the best teammates and we have very good chemistry, so it just works.
But the chemistry has come so quickly for you guys. Japko, coming back, we talked about it earlier, from North America to Europe. Why do you think Europe is so successful here in Lyon?
I don't know, we're just crazy.
You are crazy, absolutely.
Incroyable, mesdames et messieurs. Félicitations, congratulations for this first victory royal. This victory is the beginning of a lot of victory, do you think? Do you think you have more victory now that you started?
Yeah, I think so.
So, how will you manage to have more victories now and to keep going on this?
I mean, we just maybe found the secret right now, so we're just gonna keep trying the same thing and gonna see how it works.
Setty, I think you're enjoying this crowd.
Yeah, I love them. It's like a love-hate relationship, no?
Well, I think I'm gonna leave you to enjoy them a little more because we need to take a break. We'll be back with game number 9.
They already got their mountaintop. Just at the edge of the zone, though. Setty's using that bush to his advantage, not even a full box.
If you don't respect the player, you've gotta respect the gameplay. Maybe Setty can win over this French audience. Maybe he can be an honorary, nominee for somebody to cheer for here, because they've really been playing lights out this week. In on Alex and Resigns, trying to shut down Setty, Panzer, and Japko. They don't want to allow him to find any sort of rhythm.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, though, because you saw that stat. Japko, with 2 different versions of the AR, he has the most damage in the lobby, making sure that they can play these games out with flexibility. They can. Uncontested has proved to be fruitful, but oh my gosh, the Dactyr strikes somehow, some way. Panzer, Japko, they're both down. Setty, the invitational champion, has to figure out a way to fight back, but that Braid's on the other side. Visual diminished. They have to be nearby, and especially now, more and more teams are closing in on the distance. Setty has to figure it out, and he gets to the biggest stage Fortnite has to offer. They're in contention of winning the Fortnite Global Championship. If I've ever seen a Cinderella story, this will be one right here, but they have so many juggernauts in their path. Not just upgrade for them, but they are going to be able to replenish their crash pads if it does spawn out. Maybe upgrade their Sentinel pump if it does drop as well. 3 different ones, but that's what they get. A little bit more loot to work with once they get that rank upgrade. And it's only a B rank, though, so you can see the kind of the slow play, no eliminations, not necessarily these 2 teams. It's going to take a crash pad and a Flowberry Fizz, and it still might not even be enough as we jump on board Setty, Panzer, Japko. The crowd just constantly letting them know how they feel, and since the zone is coming over towards the Kappa Kappa factory, you can see this is where they're going to set up to try to get that damage.
I mean, yeah, this is something
a strong performance to see what more prizing they can possibly secure.
Setty, Japko, Panzer, 506, only 6 points shy of Pix, Darm, and Demas. It was honestly not too far away from their current drop spot, but you're seeing how stacked the leaderboard is when you kind of drop down outside of that top 2, or even top 3, 4 for that matter.
For the pre-edit, so if Snowy, Brad, and Ryu aren't careful, they're gonna find themselves getting caught completely off guard. Setty, he might not be a fan favorite this weekend, but he's still looking for some teams in front of Queasy, but better still, Setty, Panzer, and Japko, they've still got a lot to settle here in this lobby. They find another elimination onto Adapter. Valor already taken care of by Visuals and a Minish, but Braids on the other side of these walls. Setty can't continue pressing forward. They're stuck inside their own build. That is until Japko finds the elimination onto Visuals.
Yeah, much needed elimination as well. They're only 8 damage above the threshold. That's not a feeling of comfortability at all. Now they go for 300.
On Fortnite, when it comes to IG yelling and as a player in general, and he's got 2 goats with him. It's Swizzy and Merstash.
but there's still hundreds of thousands of dollars split between these teams still left alive. A good chunk of them at the top of the leaderboard, including Pablo, who's trying to have that solo run, but that one gets ended, and rather quickly as he was by himself. That was Setty and Japko. They're one of 3 teams left alive. Panzer's trying to move in, 20 HP. He's quickly running out of builds. Setty as well, but he's gonna go out. Cammy is in.